sound like much of a clan.
It's more of a me. I need glasses. I'm not even in a clan. No! If you don't kill this guy, you're bad. Yo, Grant, let me 1v1, Grant. Get out.
Then 1v1 him, go ahead.
Oh my god. Jump
I gotta learn where he is.
Get down.
Oh, he's under.
You're literally about to get pickaxed.
No.
Oh my god.
Run!
You just got pickaxe, Salty.
Yeah, you got pickaxe. Grant, why'd you get pickaxe? I'm gonna die. I'm dead. I just died.
Bro,
I guess you guys.
Alright, bro. I guess we're going to 10. 1-8 tonight so far.
God, you were so confident in this. You said you were
Bro!
going to get...
Grant, don't lose.
One more for the 2 time, for the 3 time.
Alright, boys. That was a good fight, you know. That was nice 1v1s. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, GG's.
Yeah, GG. Your
Thanks for
teammates
inviting FaZe here.
Alright, bro. I'm gonna be
With VNAP, I will be
If you don't like the video in the next 4.3 seconds, you will die off spawn in your next 10 Fortnite games. Also, please subscribe. I'm so close to 1 million subscribers. So in the last video, I faked being a pro console player while using autofire, which is basically aimbot, and tried out for your Salty Clan. At the end of the last video, while I was in a Discord call with them, I exposed myself, but what I didn't show you guys is that I told them I had a friend who is better than me and wanted to try out, just so I could go undercover again. So I went ahead and tried out for their clan as my friend, but this time, I used the Recon Expert skin. Yes, one of the rarest skins in the game. Shout out to Parallel Kai for letting me use his Recon Expert. Yo, before we get back into the video, if I get 20,000 people using my supporter creator code in 24 hours, which is Grant the Goat, I'll dye my hair blue and live stream it. We are halfway there, so make sure you use it. Now back to the video. I made another fake TikTok, DM their account, and join their lobby. Before I joined their game with the Recon Expert, here's the part where I exposed myself last video, which I didn't show you guys yet. Like always, we are using a realistic voice changer, and this time
It sounds like this.
there's one more thing that I need to expose. I'm Grant the Goat.
Oh my god, bro. We don't give a shit about you, bro. You're so dog. Like, I don't give a shit about your 30 FPS Kindle, bro. Get out of my lobby.
I do not care about what we said, but honestly, we still hate Roblox. Like, they're so bad.
Okay, but you literally both got beat by me.
They're so bad. Like, what?
You're so bad. You're so bad.
Like, you're terrible.
You still suck.
Okay,
You're not being anyone.
What will make me prove to you guys that both players are good? They can be good.
Nothing, bro. Nothing.
Hey, okay, chill.
You're so bad.
Chill. I have a friend that is better than me, okay? Like, a lot better. So can he at least try out?
Is he on mobile?
Yes.
No, he can't. He can't. No, no.
No, definitely not. No,
just once.
no.
Please, just let him try out once. He's better than me. Trust me, he is better than me.
Okay. Fine, but I'm popping off because I'm tired, bro. Just tell him to
Give him
DM
the
me.
TikTok.
DM the TikTok, yeah. DM TikTok.
I'll settle it.
So stupid, bro.
Alright, so it's been a few days since I've talked to Your Salty Nut and Your Salty Plab. In our last conversation, they said that my friend, who is me, can try out for Your Salty Clan. So yeah, my friend is going to be trying out for Your Salty Clan while using a Recon Expert. They DM me back on my fake TikTok account and they said that they'll be in Discord in about 10 minutes. So yeah, we'll just wait till then. Oh, they just add me in the Discord. Alright, boys and girls, I'm gonna join them.
Yo, Plug, you like this one, bro?
Yeah, Phil. Oh, yo, what's good?
Yo, what's up?
Are you Grant the Goat guy's friend?
Yeah.
So you're on mobile, huh?
Yeah?
Yo, can you add us?
Yeah, I'll add you. I'll add you really quick.
Yeah,
What's your
just
name?
add us.
What's your epic? No, put your epic in our chat thingy.
So you're the mobile player?
Yeah, that's my epic.
Whoa!
No way. No
How
way.
much? No. How much you spend on that?
I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it.
Did you buy it
No,
off?
you're an OG? You're OG?
Yeah, I'm OG. I'm OG. Off of
Yo,
Fortnite
yo.
Tracker?
Oh yeah. If you're gonna buy one, then how about you buy me one?
Yeah, please, bro.
I didn't buy it, bro.
I didn't buy it. You didn't buy it, bro. Buy me one. Come on.
This is my recon expert.
Yeah, whatever you say.
Bro, if that's actually your recon expert, then you're probably gonna have to be good at the game because recon experts are so good.
Bro, I am. I'll show you I'm good at the game. This is my recon expert.
Bro, let's just run some box fights for the first part of the tryout. You're literally a fake recon expert.
Alright, bro, I'm down.
Yo, Plab.
Yo, dude.
This recon's so annoying, bro. He's so fake.
Yeah, I know. Like, he definitely responded or something. Like, or he's using a skin changer.
Alright, bro, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna run some box fights right quick. I'm gonna go against you first, and then we'll have Plab go against you second, because you're a fake recon. So, bro, how does it feel to know that you bought your recon in Season 7 on your mom's credit card, bro? How does that feel? I'm just
on you, bro.
I didn't buy it.
No,
I
I'm just
bought it off of Fortnite Tracker, like Epic Games on already.
What?
So weird.
I made him. I hit him 33 freaked out. Bro! He's aiming at this thing. He's so lucky, bro. Bro! Shut up! So bad. You really a fake recon. You got some lucky. You have some aimbot stuff,
Dude,
bro. Like, we don't care.
it's a skin, bro.
You bought it from
No, I didn't.
You're winning. You're winning. I think you lagged there. Not even gonna lie.
Dude, my gun wasn't real. You had.
I'm done. Just leave the game next season. We both won. No. Yeah, not Plab, you're dreaming. Guys, like and subscribe in the next 5 seconds, I know. You're not Plab, you're dreaming. We both won the World Cup and now they're dying. Dying. My goodness. Green the Goat, there's one night we can both let box fight. We got the box fight. You're not proud, we're dreaming. We both won the World Cup and now we are high. We both won the World Cup, you're not proud. We're dreaming.
Before we begin, shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. I hope you're ready. Meet Professor Mel.
Hi, I'm Mel Rosenberg, and I fix bad breath.
Mel is a smart man. He's a microbiology professor at Tel Aviv University, who 30 years ago wanted to fix a problem everybody has, but nobody could fix.
Bad breath.
After smelling 10,000 people's breath, and after 30 years of research, he came up with a conclusion.
That it's possible to fix bad breath.
So he went to his lab, played around with bacteria, and came up with a unique invention that magically solves the problem. It's a kind of magic. You shake, you gargle, and spit.
That's it.
His academic invention became a worldwide hit, and it sold in the millions.
Now tens of millions are using my invention.
This is the guy that's the reason your friends don't have bad breath. And if they still do, then they need to talk to Professor Mel.
That's 1 minute. See you tomorrow.
3 days.
It wasn't a trust on Google.
That failed. Then, just like Google Glass, he built a ring. You move your hand and it controls your devices.
But Google Glass was better.
And his ring failed. Then he built a translator. But unlike Google Translate, it doesn't need internet, it's portable, fast, and it works. Especially
When you drop it,
yes! And he convinced the Japanese government to help him make it better. Takoro spent 6 years trying to compete with Google. But for the first time in his life, this guy might actually have a shot at winning.
that's what me. See you.
Hi. When you think of energy, you normally think of coal. You think of wind, you think of solar. But what you don't think of is the poop of guinea pigs. Yes, I have just arrived to a farm in the country of Peru, where these farmers created energy from the poop of guinea pigs.
This process is simple.
They take the poop of 1,000 guinea pigs, put it in underground chambers and pressure it. And that creates methane gas that can power their farm appliances and light bulbs. And the poop leftovers, they put in Coca-Cola bottles, called it
Coca-Cola.
and use it as a fertilizer to turn their entire farm green.
We make this product from the guinea pig poop.
This unique method is not enough to replace electricity, but it shows that you can make something out of nothing, that you can power a farm from guinea pig poop.
Esto fue un minuto.
Y nos vemos mañana.
Yeah! Hey everybody! Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. With Squarespace, you can choose from many templates. You can link all your social media accounts so you can post all at the same time. All you need is an idea and your website is done. You don't need a laptop. You can make any changes you want from your mobile phone. Go to squarespace.com/NASDaily and you will get 10% off your first purchase and a free trial. Thank you for watching the videos. See you guys soon.
Hey, the guy you see next to me is the world's youngest billionaire, and he's not even 30.
Hi, I'm Ritesh Agarwal. I'm 26 years old.
And this guy doesn't come from New York, doesn't come from California, doesn't come from Sweden. He comes from here, Rayagada, India.
Rayagada.
Where most people make no more than $10 a day. For the first time ever, I want to share with you the incredible success story of the world's youngest billionaire. Ritesh grew up poor, and for 18 years, he struggled. He didn't go to university, and he had no career.
At that point of time, I felt this was the toughest period I was ever going to endure in my life.
At some point, he was kicked out of his apartment with 50 cents in his bank account. So how the hell do you become a billionaire?
Money is not what I ever cared about. It is always about solving real problems for me.
And so he did. He noticed that a nearby hotel was empty a lot of the time, and the owner wasn't making much money. So he went to the owner and took the biggest risk of his life. He promised to make his hotel better. He changed the light bulbs. He changed the beds. He added water. He put picture frames. He put room service. And he took nice pictures of the hotel and put them on the internet and changed the name. And
Oyo.
called it Oyo Hotel. All of a sudden, the hotel went from empty to full, and it worked.
First hotel is always the hardest. When I was able to change one hotel, I was pretty sure I could change hundreds.
At age 20, he raised money from investors. At age 21, he hired 50 people. At age 22, he had 500 hotels. At age 24, he raised $1 billion. And at age 26, right now, he has 46,000 hotels and built the second largest hotel chain in the world, and he's not even 30 years old.
Many people told me multiple times, go to university, seek help from parents to make sure that you can do that. This is just not going to work.
That's crazy. Think about this for a second. A random kid in a poor city in India with 50 cents in his bank account became the world's youngest billionaire in 5 years and helped 350,000 people get jobs. This isn't just luck. This is the definition of hard work. He worked at night. He worked on weekends. He knocked on doors. He guessed people's emails. He begged to get meetings. And he succeeded even when all the odds were stacked against people that looked like him.
But I do believe in luck. I believe if you work hard, your probability of being lucky increases dramatically.
When you don't let your nationality, ethnicity, age, university background, family status, or gender come in the way, you will achieve greatness. Hey there, how are you? Thank you so much for watching the video. Try watching another video. They're short and they're meaningful. Also, try following this channel. I think you'll enjoy it. Every day, there's going to be a much better video coming your way. Thank you so much.
Not what the frick. Not what the frick. It's what the fuck. What the frick?
The following story is a short story that I could never forget. It's the story of a girl who saw her mom cook a fish. But before the mom fried the fish, she cut the head and she cut the tail and cooked it. The girl asked, why does she cut the fish before cooking it? The mom said, I don't know. She learned to cook fish from her mom. She then asked her grandma the same question. Why does she cut the fish before cooking it? She too said,
I don't know.
She learned to cook fish from her mom. And then she went to ask her great-grandmother, who said, oh, I cut the tail and the head of the fish because 50 years ago, my frying pan was too small. When I heard this story, I was angry because this signifies everything that's wrong in the world. We don't ask why. We do what we are told or what our parents did, and I hate that. This is why I went around the world to find people and countries that ask why things are the way that they are and how can they be better. For example, take something as simple as water. Why do we have to drink water from bottles, waste plastic, and spend money on water? Isn't there a better way? In Armenia, they did find a better way by making water free and putting it everywhere for people to drink in their capital city. It's amazing, it's everywhere, and it works. Why does trash need to be smelly and disgusting? Is there any better way of piling our trash? Why does it have to look like this? In Singapore, they did find a better way by building an entire island that looks like a resort and that holds the ashes of all their country's trash. It's amazing and it doesn't smell. Why do protests have to be violent and deadly in many countries around the world? Is there a better way to voice an opinion? In South Korea, they did find a better way Candles. They lit up candles and gathered millions and millions of them to bring down an entire government. In peace. Candles. To make paper, why do we need to cut down trees? Can you make it in a more sustainable, creative way? In Sri Lanka, they did find a better way and made real paper out of the real poop of a real animal. It's not as good as paper, but hey, it's a good start. Hello from In 2018, why do people still get discriminated against? In South Africa, a woman fought her entire high school that suspended her for having this hair. She won the case, and school can't legally discriminate more based on the color and the shape of your hair, simply because she asked why.
There's a lot of whys left to be answered in the world. We just need people to ask these questions.
Why is there a huge income inequality in the world? Why do women not have the same freedoms as men? Why is there extreme poverty? Why? Heck, why do we even need to eat fish and animals and not plants? There's a lot of better ways to do things. If you ask why, you might end up with more food on your table.
I'm hungry. This food's making me hungry.
Welcome to episode 3 of the 10-part series called Together We...
Hey, my name is Jasmine, and more than 2 decades ago, I was born into a very rich and powerful family in Syria. I was an only child, and my parents made sure I had everything I needed. They even got me a new baby tiger every few months, so I could ride on his back through our palace. But I wasn't prepared for what happened next. I was only 10 when my dad ran into my room and said, "Jasmine, my love, you have to flee this palace immediately. There is a hidden tunnel that will bring you outside, and from there you have to go to Uncle Nabil's home. He will take care of you. Just trust me, and we will see each other again soon." I remember being petrified, but I followed my dad's order and went with one of the maids through the tunnel. It was connected to the sewage water system of our city, and we had to climb out of a manhole cover to get out again. When we arrived in front of my Uncle Nabil's home, we saw several policemen in front of it, and then they forcefully brought him outside and put him into their black van. My maid wasn't sure what to do, but she said we could go to her hometown and live with her family for some time. Of course, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to find my parents. So when my maid was distracted for a moment, I took my chance and ran away to find my parents. And because I had grown up in a palace, I was pretty naive and didn't know much about the life outside. Suddenly, I was all alone in a big city. I walked back to my parents' palace, but I could see from afar how it was burning. I felt so hopeless that I just broke down and cried. From one day to the other, I had lost everything. My parents, my home, and now also my maid. The first night sleeping on the streets was the most horrible experience of my life. It was that night when I learned that unless someone protects you, that other people will try to take advantage of you, even if you're only 10 years old. Tired and scared, I went to the shop of an old woman who was selling bread. I asked if I could work for her in exchange for shelter, and luckily, she agreed. She made me work very hard, but at least it made me forget about my problems.
I like this game!
About my parents, and I told her my family name. At first, she didn't believe that I was the child of one of the richest and most powerful families in our country. But when she realized I was telling the truth, she got angry and said my family had stolen her uncle's land, which led to him becoming poor and homeless. Of course, I was just a little girl and had no idea what she was talking about. But she must have hated my family a lot, because next, she kicked me out of her shop and onto the streets again. Trust me, you don't want to be alone on the streets at night as a 10-year-old girl. I'll spare you the details, but that was the beginning of the worst period in my life. For weeks, I was begging on the streets for food until one day a man approached me and asked for my name. I wasn't sure if I should trust him, but I was so weak and hungry that I just didn't care anymore. So I told him my family name and who I was. I was lucky. He turned out to be an old friend of my dad, who had been searching for me since I disappeared. Later that day, he explained to me what was going on. He said my dad had refused to give half of his money to the new ruler of Syria, and therefore was thrown into prison. He also told me that my parents probably weren't alive anymore, but I was too young to understand what that meant. I still thought my parents were simply playing a game, and soon we would be reunited. But the next week, my dad's friend gave me a fake passport and sent me to the United States of America to start a new life. I was picked up by someone who turned out to be a distant relative of mine, and even though he had never met my dad or mom, he was generous enough to raise me. It was a strange relationship, though. He didn't treat me like a daughter, but rather as a maid who had to clean his apartment and cook for his family in exchange for being allowed to live with him. His daughter was the same age as me, and never liked me. For her, I was some kind of parasite, and she always gave me orders telling me to clean up her room or go wash her dishes. But even though she never treated me with respect, I still couldn't hate her. She and her family were the reason I wasn't living on the streets of Syria anymore. And cleaning and cooking for a whole family from age 10 taught me a hard work ethic. So when I went to university, I studied harder than any of my classmates, and after 3 years, I graduated, summa cum laude, from Columbia University. Afterward, I started my own home cleaning company, which today has more than 90 employees. I just kept on working harder and harder, driven by my fear of ending up on the streets again. But even though I achieved a lot of success in my life, I still felt like something was missing. It all changed when I met Jordan at a business event. He was a famous NFL player and extremely confident. When he took me into his arms, I finally felt safe again, just like I did many years ago when I was living with my parents inside our beautiful palace back in our home country. Most of my memories have faded, but I can still remember my loving parents. I miss them a lot. My husband and I got married 2 months ago, and now I'm pregnant. I feel like my family gave me a purpose to my life, because it can't be all about achieving and making money. There must be something that makes the suffering of life worth it. Thank you for listening to my story, and I hope that all of you will someday find the right person to share your life with.
It takes an hour all night.
Simon, and I am ashamed to admit this, but when I was 9, I illegally bought credit card information of dozens of people on the internet and used those to order pizzas for me and my friends. I know what I did was wrong, but that's not what this story is about. This story is about Bitcoin, because the hackers that sold the credit card information on the internet wanted Bitcoins in exchange. So, back in 2010, I decided to buy 400 Bitcoins, which only cost me $50 back then. I spent 40 of those Bitcoins to buy the credit card information of around 30 people, which was more than I needed. And afterward, I completely forgot about the other 360 Bitcoins I had left. Only in 2017, when I saw a newspaper article talking about Bitcoin and how its price had exploded, I remembered I had a few Bitcoins left. They were still on my old laptop though, and I wasn't sure if I had thrown it away. So I ran into my basement to search for it, and there I found it, my old laptop. I took him to my room and turned him on. I was so nervous, but then I immediately saw the Bitcoin wallet icon on my laptop screen. I opened the application. It read connecting to the internet. And I was so nervous, wondering if my old Bitcoins were still inside the wallet. But when it said 360 Bitcoins left, I got so euphoric that I screamed as loud as I could. Next, I typed into Google 360 Bitcoins converted to US dollar, because I had no idea how much they were actually worth. When it said 5 million US dollars, I first had to take a deep and long breath. But then I ran to my mom and screamed, "We are rich! We are rich!" I was so excited I couldn't control myself and started dancing for no reason. My mom thought I was joking and told me to calm down and to bring out the trash. She didn't get it. Even though I told her we were worth $5 million, she just didn't believe me. I also thought about telling my friends from school, but I figured it was better if they didn't know I was rich. 2 weeks later, I had cashed out all my bitcoins. I had to pay 20% taxes on them, so I was left with only $4 million, which wasn't too bad for a 16-year-old kid. The first thing I did was buy my mom a nice apartment. She had raised me as a single mother and always worked 2 jobs. She had done so much for me, and now I was finally able to pay her back. But when I showed her her Stop it! Just enjoy yourself. Why can't you just be happy? After I had spent $600,000 on the apartment, I put $3 million into a low-index S&P 500 fund, which is one of the safest investments you can make. And I also kept another $200,000 for me and another $200K for my mom, so we could spend it on whatever we wanted. Of course, I bought myself a nice new car. It was a luxury SUV, and when I arrived at school, everyone was impressed. Suddenly, the kids that had made fun of me before kept their mouths shut. So, did money change me as a person? Yes, absolutely. I have much more self-confidence now, even though I can say I'm happier than before. I mean, I'm still the guy playing video games all day and hanging out with my old friends on the weekend. To be honest, I thought that once I'm rich, girls would be all over me. But that didn't happen at all. There was one time golden champagne bottle for $800. But even then, no girl wanted to talk to us. It was a bit of a bummer, to be honest. The other thing is that I'm petrified about losing my money, which is why I'm reading at least 1 book per week about investing. I know it was pure luck that I became a millionaire at such a young age, but I also know that if I spend my money on stupid things like a yellow Lamborghini that soon, I'll be just as broke as I was before. And trust me, it takes a lot of self-control to stay rich. For example, last week, I bought a $30,000 gold chain with diamonds on it. It's so flashy that I can't even wear it outside because I'm scared someone will steal it from me. That's why I only showed it to some of my friends. They all said it looked cool, but afterward I felt like an idiot because I realized I had just spent $30,000 on a diamond chain to impress other people. What a waste of money. Anyway, I think I talked enough about myself. Let me know in the comments what you would do if you suddenly had a few $1 million in your bank account. Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to this channel if you want more animated stories.
Everyone ready?
Not in club, they've been dream.
Hello there, I'm Thea. You probably won't believe it now, but I'm a millionaire. Or to be exact, a would-be millionaire. Okay, let me explain. My family's a typical one. We've never been poor, but we can't be called rich either. We usually had enough money, but we spent most of it on the necessary things like... There was money left for all sorts of pleasant things, such as an amusement park or a vacation at the beach. But we didn't live in luxury or anything like that. Well, we didn't bother about this. We had a good life without diamonds, expensive cars, and other things rich people are happy about. So it was hard to describe our surprise when we got the very news 2 years ago. One evening, someone knocked on the door. It was a post. We even joked that I finally got a letter from Hogwarts. Everyone wanted to find out what it was. So we sat on the couch, and Dad solemnly opened the envelope and started reading. The letter said my great-grandmother, who lived on the other side of the country, left some inheritance to me as the youngest successor. I thought it'd be something like a gramophone or an old tea set or some centuries-old clock, and the interesting... Also my parents. It turned out my grandmother left me money. And not just money, but $1 million. We didn't know what to say. Inside there was both sadness from the loss of our great-grandma and the joy of unexpected wealth. And we were surprised Granny had such money. Dad read on. And here, the thing started. As it turned out, in her will, she set one condition. I can only get the money after I've worked for 2 years as a janitor. Yes, only a janitor and no other job. The will said this is how she wanted to educate me and tell me how hard it is to get the money. She wanted me to respect all the jobs and handle my money right. Granny instructed her lawyer to watch me work. He was the only person who'd give me the money. I freaked out. I didn't get it. $1 million? Janitor? Lawyer? What does this all mean? I didn't even know what to say. The lawyer, mentioned in the letter, came to us the next day. He had a very nice talk with my parents. He repeated all the conditions again. He showed the copy of the will and said the main condition should be fulfilled as soon as possible, and we better start the next day. I wasn't against it. First, I was 100% sure these were all just simple formalities, and no one would really make me sweep the streets for 2 years. And second, I didn't see anything difficult in such work. There's almost nothing to do. You hold a broom, collect leaves, that's it. There were a lot of janitor jobs around the city, so I started working in a couple of days. They showed me my site, handed over all the necessary tools. There was a broom, a rake, and bags, and they said my working day will start at 6 in the morning. After that, I'd go to school. The news freaked me out, but it was only the beginning. For the first week, I was so tired that by the weekend, I didn't want to not only go outside, but also to get out of bed at all. The next few weeks were the same. I always wanted to sleep. I was angry with the passers-by stomping my collected heaps of leaves. I listened to my angry boss every day, and my arms and my back ached so much. I was waiting for the adults to see that I had already realized how hard my work was and say I didn't have to fulfill this. The lawyer was seriously watching me, and my parents didn't pay attention to my complaints. During this time, winter came, and I started hating my job even more. As it turned out, you're happy about the snow only when you get to play in it, and not when you've got to remove it with huge shovels. One day there was another thing. Early in the morning, a girl from my school saw me on the street, and of course she told this to everyone. When I came to the classroom later, I was met by a burst of laughter. Of course, no one believed my stories about the inheritance, the conditions, and the lawyer. I was just terribly angry. But I simply didn't have the energy to answer back at the constant jokes and bullying. A year and a half passed this way. I still got up at 4:30 in the morning to go to my stupid work. During this time, I've always wanted many times to leave all this, give up the thoughts about the money, and just live my quiet life like I used to. But every time, something stopped me. Maybe it was thoughts about the money, and maybe there was something good about the work. So before, I had never gone outside at such a time. I didn't know how cool it was in the morning in an empty city. I learned to get up early, and I even made friends with some of the workers. At first, I avoided all of them, but as it turned out, there were some really good people in the same area. I was the youngest one, so when there was too much snow or leaves, everyone helped me. Now I have a couple of weeks left to fulfill the condition. The lawyer still monitors it, but it seems even he's happy it'll come to an end soon. When I receive the inheritance, I can leave this hard work and get back to the life I used to live. Of course, I'm glad I don't have to work so hard anymore, and we'll become millionaires with my parents soon.